It appears regime change is the answer inevitable for South Korea. Dear President Trump, some argue that there is no adequate replacement. I do not agree. Lady President Park is still healthy and available. I told you already that she is not only capable of keeping and honoring the Mutual Defense Treaty, but also is willing to be reinstated because she is the only legitimate president with a part of tenure remaining. She was simply ousted on the grounds of no cause of action and no due process of law. The current regime consists of leftist extremists, quantum deficient. People are at a loss and are suffering from severe propaganda and indoctrination and helplessly shouting out against the relentless influx and invasion of CCP cultural assimilation forces. You remember the Sea of People attack in North Korea during the 6.26 Korean War that exterminated many young American soldiers' lives. We, at the Provisional Government of Korea in California, are called upon by the senior patriots in Korea to launch a legal redress program in the international judicial system against war criminals. We legally define the fake impeachment of President Park as a war that was designed by the communists to extend the 6.25 invasion in 1950, against which General MacArthur carried out such a heroic victory. I do not practice law before the International Criminal Court for one thing. So, I will have to seek legal representation by fellow American lawyers. I also believe you could help us in the current situation better than anyone else. We hope that you can and will provide some valuable advice in this direction.
Dear Mr. Jang, thank you for taking the time to share your views regarding America's role on the world stage. Every day, my administration is proudly advancing a foreign policy of peace through strength that puts our citizens, our values, and our nation first. However, in recent decades, a bipartisan consensus grew in Washington to design a foreign policy that traded our national sovereignty for global consensus, and American citizens paid the price. For decades, we exported our jobs to prop up nations abroad while deploying our men and women in uniform to defend the interests of countries overseas. As a result, America's middle class was hollowed out, America's interests were betrayed, and the American dream began a rapid decline. Those days are finally over. On the first day of my term, I overhauled the Department of State to realign our foreign aid, slash wasteful spending, and ensure American tax dollars only fund programs that directly reflect our values and our national security. To further advance the interests of American taxpayers, my administration achieved a monumental victory for the United States and our allies, brokering a historic deal to dramatically increase defense contributions across the North Atlantic Treaty Organization alliance, and marking a new era of shared responsibility and strength against global threats. When our country is strong, the world is safe, and Americans are more secure, prosperous, and free. For this reason, my administration has also restored our military readiness, prioritizing warfighting and deterrence over so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion, and launched the construction of a next-generation missile defense shield to protect our nation. We will continue to have the greatest military in the world, but we will only wield its might in defense of our national interests and the American people. One will never stop fighting for the needs of our citizens and our homeland. Over are the days of endless wars, poverty, and we